kids should look at different paths to succeed in life beyond the conventional education system. So the conventional education system is, get through high school, go to college, find a stable job. But that doesn't encourage entrepreneurship. It doesn't encourage, music, art, so many different things that so many kids have passions about. And the idea is that school is like this one-size-fit-all sweater that fits maybe less than half of the population, and it seems that we're content with that. But kids and parents should realize that there are different paths to go for education, and education is a great thing, but our type of education, the conventional path, is definitely not for everyone. And that you can open your own doors in life and in your own education by seeking those doors. So you can't ever find something if you're not looking for it. And the thought process behind it is that parents should encourage kids, and adults, educators, teachers, they should encourage kids to go and look for these different possibilities. Entrepreneurship, starting your own nonprofit, starting your own companies, inventing things, becoming artists, musicians, travelers. And they're not doing that right now because they just trust the conventional education system. I like to compare entrepreneurship to skydiving. Of course, it's scary for the first time, and there's always that chance you're going to fail. But if you don't get past that, you'll never be able to become a true entrepreneur. And the only difference between skydiving and entrepreneurship is that the failure rate for entrepreneurship is 95%. But the ones that are successful are the ones that are truly passionate and the ones that are willing to take that risk. So if you were too scared to go into entrepreneurship, it's like swimming for the first time. Don't think about it, just dive into it, and that'll kill the fear off by itself. At the age of 14, I started going to these business plan competitions, and they were interesting, and I was initially going just to win the prizes, like cash prizes at the end, but it sparked my passion for creating things and creating businesses. So for the past 2 years, I've actually been starting technology companies, and when I was 16, I started Blanc, which is a wearable technology company that makes smartwatches. So you may have heard of the Apple Watch or the Samsung Watch. Well, we do that, but better. And the whole point behind it, the whole point behind my passion is that even as a 16-year-old, I was able to do things just because I worked harder than all the other technologies, space entrepreneurs to get it done. I made it my priority. And a lot of kids, students, are doing the same thing. But the difference is, they don't take it as if their first priority. They take the first priority as education and do entrepreneurship as a side project. But entrepreneurship can never be a side project because it's something that you have to devote your passion and your time to. And even though I suffered a lot of consequences in school, the benefits that I've had from starting a company way outweigh that. There are things in life you can learn, but then there are things in life you really learn. And the difference is learning is someone telling you something or you reading about it. Really learning is going and experiencing that. So someone can tell you to not give up, but unless you've experienced a true conflict in your life and gotten to that point where you wanted to give up, but then didn't, that's when you've really learned how to not give up. And that's what entrepreneurship is. I don't actually think you can teach entrepreneurship in a classroom. You just have to go out, do it, and experience it. And I've learned so many things from entrepreneurship that I couldn't count them all. I've learned more from entrepreneurship in 6 months than I have in 9 years in school, at least in practical life skills. And the thing you'll find about starting a company is that it's all about solving problems. Each day you're presented with 2 times the amount of problems as you had the day before, and you're just expected to solve them all. And that's what entrepreneurship is. I wanted to create watches to help students stay awake in school. And that was my passion. It started out as a simple project, and I thought it was just going to be a cool thing to show my science teacher, but now it's a real company based in Cambridge. So I think that the money, as they say, is really just a byproduct. It never comes into the equation that much. It's less about the idea itself that restrains people from being successful. It's more about how you go after that idea. So as they say, it's not the size of the dog, uh, it's the size of the fight in the dog, or something like that. um, it's really about how much you want it. It's about how passionate you are about whatever you want to do and how far you're willing to go for that. And you better be willing to go really, really far if you want to be successful. And for me, it was getting D's in high school. So that's a big risk. It was my biggest year. It was my junior year when I started my company. And the risk was literally I knew I was going to get C's and D's that year because normally I barely have B's. I'm not that good at school. And when I started the company, I knew that there was just going to be a giant abyss in my grades. But, I was just so passionate about my idea and what I wanted to do. I didn't even care about the grades. And right now, I'm still in high school. I still don't care very much. But I've actually, one of the things I've learned is how to time manage. So my grades have gone up to C's, and I'm still able to run my company without any deficiencies. So that's, yeah, and that's entrepreneurship.